Welcome to Mancester Utd Transfer HQ, the home of daily football and transfer updates. Subscribe now and join the community of true football lovers. Never miss a moment from the beautiful game. My news is Barcelona make Marcus Rashford transfer decision after Man United agreement. Barcelona have made a decision on signing Marcus Rashford permanently from Manchester United after his first few months at the club. Rashford said he felt like he was at home after joining Barca on an initial season-long loan deal back in July. The England international last played for Manchester United in December 2024 after being dropped by Old Trafford boss Ruben Amorim and eventually banished from the first team. Rashford showed glimpses of his potential during a loan spell at Aston Villa in the second half of last season and has continued to impress this term at the new camp. The 27-year-old has scored 3 goals and made 4 assists in his first 10 games for Barca, with 2 of his goals coming in a Champions League win over Newcastle United. According to The Sun, Barcelona are ecstatic with Rashford's early form at the club and already intend to sign him on a permanent transfer next summer. During talks with Barca over the summer, Manchester United agreed the Spanish champions could sign Rashford permanently for just over £30 million in a year's time. That means Rashford has most likely played his last game for United, the club he first joined at the age of 8 before going on to make 426 first-team appearances for. Rashford looked at best misused and at worst disinterested during the latter stages of his lengthy Old Trafford spell, but Barcelona have been impressed by his work ethic and talent. He became the first male England player to play for Barca since former striker and Match of the Day host Gary Lineker. Barcelona president Joan Laporta was reportedly left stunned Manchester United were willing to part ways with Rashford, especially for a relatively small fee. Rashford came on as a second-half substitute in England's routine-friendly win over Wales on Thursday night and could start Tuesday's World Cup qualifier against Latvia. Discussing Rashford's struggles at Old Trafford, Barcelona chief Deco recently said, "What we thought he could bring to us, he's bringing. He's a very high-level player. He exploded very early, then he had great seasons at United, then he had more complicated management years with changes of coaches, and perhaps he also struggled because they demanded a lot of things from him there. But we're happy with him, that's the most important thing." On the possibility of Rashford staying at Barcelona beyond this season's loan, Deco added, "He has a simple loan, there's no penalty. If we want him, we have a purchase option. It's too early to talk about decisions for next season, but what matters is that we're happy with him. These aren't decisions for now it's time to focus on the upcoming games. A decision will be made, but that's not being discussed now. There's a contract between the clubs, but it needs to be discussed." Rashford, meanwhile, admitted he was relishing his time at Barcelona while speaking after a Champions League game last month. "It's going good," he told TNT Sports. "Obviously learning a lot, it's a new way of football. I'm enjoying it all and I think it's making me a better player. That's what I'm here to do, help the team win but also try and improve and be the best I can. Honestly, it's an amazing experience. I've always been a huge admirer of Barcelona. Most people my age have watched them play from when we were younger, so it's amazing football, amazing players, and we just want to win as much as possible." My second news is 2 Man United stars Ruben Amorim could send to Crystal Palace in Adam Wharton swap. Manchester United are reportedly interested in signing Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton and could offer 2 players in a swap deal to land the 21-year-old. Crystal Palace's young midfield maestro, Adam Wharton, is rapidly becoming one of the most sought-after talents in European football. The rumour mill is buzzing with reports that Manchester United are keen on snapping up the 21-year-old starlet. After 7 matches, United find themselves sitting in 7th place in the Premier League table. New recruit Benjamin Sesko finally found the net at the end of September following a modest start to life in Manchester. While additions like Sesko and Bryan Mbeumo have bolstered the squad, Ruben Amorim's side are still struggling to gel and the heat is beginning to mount on the Portuguese gaffer. United had their eyes on Brighton and Hove Albion's Carlos Baleba during the summer transfer window but were deterred by the hefty £100 million price tag slapped on him by the Seagulls. Clearly, Amorim and his team felt the need for reinforcements in the midfield. Skipper Bruno Fernandes was also rumoured to be considering a move to Saudi Arabia during the same period, and at 31, it wouldn't be outlandish to think he might fancy a change in the next couple of transfer windows. Therefore, United need to start planning for the future, and Wharton fits the bill perfectly. Reports suggest that United are prepared to shell out £60 million for the English wonder kid, but it's highly likely that this sum will fall short of Palace's valuation. The London-based club has set a hefty £150 million price tag on Wharton, and with his contract not expiring until 2029, they hold the upper hand in any negotiation talks. Despite being content at Palace, the allure of joining one of England's top clubs could prove irresistible for Wharton. Having earned his first England cap and been a surprise addition to the squad that made it to the Euro 2024 final, Wharton has been absent from recent lineups. However, he revealed that Thomas Tuchel assured him his performance was up to par and he was close to selection, but the coach wanted to maintain team consistency. "Nothing is expected," Wharton stated. "England have some top players and he's got a lot of players to choose from. No matter who he picks, someone is not going to get in and there will be a fuss about it. I can't sit here and cry about it. This is football and I'm happy playing for Palace and getting minutes. I'll keep knocking on the door, and if I'm in, and if not, I'll carry on." As per the Daily Star, Amorim is reportedly a huge fan of the young player. United may need to streamline their squad in upcoming transfer windows, which could play into their hands if they're keen on signing Wharton. Casemiro's departure from United seems imminent, but a move to Palace appears highly unlikely given his age and salary demands. The Mirror examines potential swap deals that could benefit both clubs. Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo, once hailed as the next big thing, is no longer a regular on the pitch and had sought a loan move last summer for this very reason. His request was denied, so it's probable that the 20-year-old will be looking for a permanent transfer in the January window. With the World Cup looming next year, the England midfielder is keen to get more game time to secure his place in the squad. Palace would likely demand cash plus Mainoo in exchange for Wharton, whose value is currently at its peak. Joshua Zirkzee. Another potential bargaining chip for United could be Dutch international Joshua Zirkzee. He arrived at Old Trafford amid high expectations, but things haven't quite panned out for the 24-year-old. Despite being fielded as a striker on several occasions, he hasn't managed to cement his position, proving more effective in the number 10 role. AC Milan and Juventus have shown interest in Zirkzee, who joined United after an impressive stint with Bologna in Serie A. While Zirkzee doesn't fit into Wharton's deeper midfield position, his inclusion in a swap deal could give Palace additional firepower to support Meta.as per TBR Football. Zirkzee has informed United officials of his desire to leave in the January window to secure a spot in the Netherlands World Cup squad. A switch to the Eagles, offering regular Premier League football, might just be the smart move for Zirkzee. A swap deal involving Zirkzee and Mainoo could be a fair trade for Wharton. However, as previously noted, if only one of these players is on the table, Palace will likely demand additional cash. My third news is Crystal Palace chief outlines Adam Wharton ambition as Man United and Real Madrid linked to England midfield star. Adam Wharton wants to play in the Champions League but is committed to Crystal Palace, says club co-owner Steve Parish. The midfielder is the subject of interest from Real Madrid, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Tottenham after impressing at Selhurst Park. But Palace are planning to give him an improved contract and potentially a hefty release clause, as Daily Mail Sport has reported, and Parish believes he can achieve his lofty ambitions in South London. He cost Palace a bargain £18 million from Blackburn in 2024 and is now valued around £75 million. The 21-year-old has added an FA Cup to his CV and is playing Europa Conference League football. The Mirror have reported that Man United are plotting a £60 million swoop, but Palace have a firm hand for now considering he is tied down until 2029. Parish told TalkSport, "I think Adam at some point will want to play either in the Champions League with us, if we can make that happen, or probably with another club. He's an extraordinary talent. I think right now, and I can't speak for Adam, but I think he's focused on his time at Crystal Palace. He had a broken season last season with the groin issues that he had that a lot of young players get. I think this season he's completely focused on putting the games in, getting in the England squad, being a regular for us, and making sure that he can show that Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. It's a difficult program for us right now. I think he's very committed to the club. I don't know where all this stuff comes from. If Manchester United want Adam Wharton, that's nothing surprising really about that. The fact of the matter is he's got a long contract to run. There's no pressure on us to do it, and I don't think there's any real pressure from the player either. England boss Thomas Tuchel omitted Wharton from his latest squad, but assured the midfielder he is not far off selection. He made his debut last year. Wharton was again outstanding for Palace on October 5, when Everton ended the Eagles' 19-game unbeaten run. Jack Grealish, who scored a 93rd-minute winner for Everton, hailed Wharton as the best player on the pitch. Wharton remains happy at Palace, but he will have 2 years left on his contract at the end of the season and talks over a new deal are expected. Palace previously put a release clause in Ebereki Eze's contract and will discuss doing similar in this instance. Palace's new sporting director Matt Hobbs is under pressure to maintain a competitive squad to match the ambitions of head coach Oliver Glasner, whose contract expires at the end of the season. The delay in Eze's summer transfer to Arsenal plus the saga surrounding Mark Guehi's proposed move to Liverpool had a knock-on effect to their plans, though Glasner felt they should have been better prepared. FA Cup winners Palace are exploring the addition of 19-year-old midfielder Kees Smit from AZ Alkmaar, but Wharton remains pivotal to their plans. My last news is Manchester United hopeful of keeping Kobbie Mainoo amid Tottenham, Napoli links. Manchester United midfielder Kobbie Mainoo has been linked with a move away from the club, but they are confident of keeping him. According to a report by Football Insider, Tottenham and Napoli are interested in Kobbie Mainoo. The disgruntled English midfielder has struggled for regular game time at Manchester United, and it is no surprise that he is being linked with a move away from the club. The young Englishman needs to play regularly at this stage of his career. Sitting on the bench at Manchester United will not benefit him. So, it is hardly surprising that the young midfielder is anxious about his situation. The 20-year-old is a tremendous talent with a bright future, and regular football will be crucial to his development. It will be interesting to see if Manchester United can provide him with more opportunities in the coming months. The Red Devils need to keep their best young talents, and holding on to the 20-year-old would be crucial. Even though Kobbie Mainoo has fallen down the pecking order under Ruben Amorim, he is a tremendous talent with a bright future. Losing him would be a blow for Manchester United. The 20-year-old has all the attributes to develop into a top-class player. The highly rated midfielder is regarded as a special young talent in the Premier League, and it is no surprise that Tottenham and Napoli are keen on him. Spurs and Napoli could use Mainoo. Tottenham need more quality and depth in the middle of the park, and the 20-year-old would be a long-term acquisition. They have done well to bring in talented young players in recent years, and Kobbie Mainoo would be another exceptional long-term investment for them. He could form a solid partnership with Lucas Bergvall and Pape Matar Sarr in the long run. Meanwhile, Napoli could use more quality in the middle of the park as well. The 20-year-old is excellent at controlling the tempo of the game from deep, and he could be the ideal acquisition for the Italian champions. Napoli have previously signed Scott McTominay from Manchester United, and he was one of their best players last season. The Partenopei will hope that the youngster can make a similar impact if he joins the club. However, Manchester United are optimistic about keeping hold of their academy graduate. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Mancester Utd Transfer HQ, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.